What's up everyone, welcome back to another Shadow Fight video. Today will be a bit more of a yappy video compared to my usual high rank gameplay videos. Don't fret, there will still be amazing games by yours truly running in the background. As you guessed from the title, this video comes around the very controversial announcement for the Shadow Fight Arena Steam release. That's coming, I don't even know. Now this was quite the news, considering that it's been quote-unquote in development since about 2020 with the game's launch. I remember like seeing like the, oh my god, you can get SFA on Steam, like a long time back, and then like it's just been like that, and then like every single year there was like a small little update. I was like, oh yeah, we can't do this, oh yeah, there's this issue, oh yeah, there's that issue. But lo and behold, while I'm trying my hardest to lock in for a quiz in like 3 hours that I did zero studying for, SFA decides to announce this bomb. I think I did good on the test, by the way, thanks for asking. Now, disregarding the quote-unquote trailer they made, i.e. just random gameplay mixed in with previous trailers, the short paragraphs that they wrote on their Steam page were actually quite informative for the direction that they've taken. And I put that on screen so that you guys can read that. Make sure to read that. There's a lot of people not reading this, and it's making me really pissed off because half of the questions that are being asked in this Q&A that they're doing in like a week or so, which will hopefully give me more information to make a better opinion, can be answered in these.
Read, nigga, read!
Now, first off, we're finally getting a unified game account, and I cannot tell you how beneficial this is in every single way imaginable. You can switch between devices without hiccups, and just general account management is going to be so much better. Basically now, instead of your in-game ID being the primary identifier, it'll most likely be email, and it's possible that they'll attach these to new and old Shadow Fight entries too, which may like possibly give you like cross-game rewards, like, oh, if you download Shadow Fight 3, you will get 1,000 extra gems. And you know, free stuff, man. It's free stuff. Secondly, this is the biggest thing for me PC-wise, and that it'll be cross-platform. I mean, good play on them for keeping up player count, but there will undoubtedly be problems on the road about the inputs for PC being better. But the full extent of that is obviously unknown for now. Now the next point to me is very interesting because this is like seemingly completely unrelated to the launch of SFA for PC. It's like more of like a general statement. They want to release more heroes often, get feedback more, and also like add plans. It's like an entire can of worms, but I'll talk about it later. Now, it's no secret to anybody that has played SFA that optional ads are a huge part of progression. If you wish to, you get a massive bump in rewards just by sacrificing 30 seconds wherever you want to. However, Steam does not actually allow monetization with ads in this manner, which is obviously a huge problem for the progression and monetization of SFA if it were to be ported. Thus, they made a new currency known as Express Tokens. What I assume is that this will just be like tied to like a second set of quests, which will unlock these rewards. On mobile, watching ads will probably just give us these tokens instead of quests. So it's basically just you either watch ads on your phone or grind a bit on your PC. That comes down to preference per person. Now, if you haven't already, I suggest subscribing to the channel. It would help me so much. It helps me know what types of videos you guys like, especially these slower videos where it's not too much about the gameplay and just my thoughts. And I like these types of videos, so I just want to see if you guys like them too. So please let me know in the comments, subscribe, and even like the video if you are a cool person. Now, obviously, I've been dodging a very big elephant in the room, and the question of why anybody would even consider playing SFA on a computer when there are so many better games like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, or Guilty Gear. Well, the straightforward answer is it's free. You need to realize that these games are usually upwards of like $40, some even costing like $70. On top of that, characters in these games usually come in DLC that are like an extra $10 to $20 more per. All in all, the investment needed to even try a game that you have no idea if you'll like or not versus a free game which requires no upfront investment is a huge difference. Especially in fighting games, a genre that's regarded as like a very hard game for many people. If you're an astute viewer, you might be asking the question, well, aren't there free fighting games out there? Well, yeah, there are many, but a lot of them are underground and not easy to get into. Or you'll be fighting against people who dedicated like their entire life to this shit. In terms of mainstream options, you really only have two. One being Brawlhalla, which is a Smash type game instead of more traditional 2D ones like Street Fighter, Guilty Gear, or like Shadow Fight. If this was like 3 months ago, I would have told you SFA had a huge advantage because there wasn't a free fighter in this manner. But as of 1 month ago, Riot, the company behind League of Legends and Valorant, finally released their free 2D fighter called 2KXO, nearly after a decade of development. And unlike SFA, every character there is free to obtain rather quickly and doesn't have any levels or talent bullshit. All of their monetization comes from being able to unlock characters quicker or just like really overpriced skins. So really, unless SFA fixes something with the progression and monetization, SFA might be dead in the water. Which is why there are 4 outcomes that I can see happening based off the fact they have alluded to changes already. Outcome number 1 is that nothing changes. This is probably the worst outcome, as while in mobile games it's common to have these things like levels and we're used to it, PC players do not mess with this shit and it will be dead in the water very quickly. Like yeah, in like Supercell games you can see the same thing. And a lot of mobile games, that's what people like, or not really like, but it's just the norm. And then there's outcome number 2 where it only changes for PC. So by this I mean on PC, people will have access to offers that may give them a hero with 8 to 10 levels and maybe like 4 talents or something for like $15 to $20. This would appeal to PC players because they'll skip a brunt of the grinding and have a mostly usable hero quite quickly. The issue is that this is extremely unfair to mobile players, which will likely snowball into more complaints about mobile players being disadvantaged. Additionally, this just isn't realistic considering SFA's current level of like progression. Also, this could be like abused if like you have a phone and a PC. Like I can like buy like say like Raichi on my PC and then just play on my phone, and I've effectively just basically saved like $40, which is crazy. I mean, it speaks to how expensive SFA is as a game. Now there's outcome number 3 where it changes for both mobile and PC. So now it means that basically the prices and the progression on mobile and PC are both better. So while this would be great, it is a huge gamble, let's be honest here. It relies a lot on new players to be sustainable, because if they can offset the lesser profit per player by having just more players somehow, they could theoretically make a much better game. But it is a gamble, and it would be a dream if this happens. And outcome number 4 to me is the most likely one, and that's that gems become an actual premium currency. Now this is the most realistic to me because Neki has already been doing these offers. Instead of just a price tag, you'll just have to pay gems, which could be grinded for, or will probably just be bought for money. This makes it so that prices can stay universal, albeit it may lose some profit short term due to some people hoarding gems. But I do think this is a win for everyone because at least gems can be grinded for, so it is like a quote-unquote free-to-play change. Overall, no matter what, I think the biggest thing is that SFA will undoubtedly get a wave of content for the next few months, so they can get as much people playing as possible. And that should be great to look forward to. From what they described, they already have many features planned to release, and that's great because even if the PC version garners like a grand total of 7 new players, we at least get a better game. You know, this is like all the stuff that they said before about being transparent and having clans. Like, these are great changes that aren't going to be tied to PC success. I want to see these changes for mobile, and even if PC isn't successful, we can still see these in our game, and it can make our experience much better, even if on PC it could be complete whack. So I do look forward to that. Personally, I don't have much hope for SFA on PC unless they drastically change progression, which I doubt they'll do considering SFA is nearly in its 5th year. Like, as much as people are like, "Ooh, SFA is a dead game," and like, you need to realize that people have been preying on SFA's downfall since like the first weeks of its release. Like, everybody has said this game will die soon, this game will die soon. But reaching nearly its 5th year is like an incredible milestone. I think people need to like set their expectations a little lower, or I guess higher in this instance. I don't exactly know, it's a weird thing to think about. But like, just their expectation of what people are willing to play and what Neki is truly doing. So yeah, again, this is a bit of an unorganized video. I just kind of wanted to talk a lot and get my thoughts out. There will be probably a proper video coming out soon, but for now, have a good day. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. You know, you guys hold a special place in my heart. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and like the video. Leave a comment if you're cool, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good night, or day, whatever.
Another easy payday.